What's going on? Culturedog Sam Hatch back with another video. We're going to go through some more VHS stuff. Yes, VHS tapes. And last video I showed you my music VHS tapes, and I mentioned before I do have a limited collection. Whenever I get something and replace it with another medium, I'll end up donating them, dropping them off, and letting someone else enjoy them, probably for 50 cents a pop or whatever. But I do have a little bit of a collection left, not too much. Space limits it for sure. And some of these things I'll end up replacing on DVD or Blu-ray anyways. But let's see what we have left. We'll start with A's and probably get through... We'll go through A through L. We'll try to. Up first is... this is actually a newer version of this film. Maybe from '96 or so. A selected series of films available at a special value for a limited time from 20th Century Fox Selections. Alienation. A pretty cool flick. I was just talking about how James Cameron did ghostwriting on this. Rockne O'Bannon did the official writing, but I think it's got a little booklet in here for the Fox Club Fox video thing. And oh, still sealed. Apparently I never watched it, so there you go. Sealed for your protection. This is a film I had read about in a, I believe it was a California movie theater that was running, like cult stuff and second run and all that kind of stuff. Art house cinema for the most part. And I'd never heard of this thing. So when I saw it on a table at one of the, I think it was one of the tent sales that our local video stores would do to clear out some old product, I figured I had to pick it up. Arizona Dream with Johnny Depp and... I think of Vincent Gallo's in this sucker, and Faye Dunaway. Jerry Lewis is in it too, and Lily Taylor maybe? Yeah. Some weird stuff, typical Johnny Depp being quirky out in the West, and yeah, he's messing around with Faye Dunaway, and I can't remember if I liked it or not, but it was quirky and interesting. Not quite as quirky, but still pretty funny. Basketball. Classic stuff. Still remember the Roadkill TV show bit had me laughing so hard I almost passed out. So I haven't seen it in a long time. I don't know if it holds up, but some good stuff there. I don't have the film proper on VHS. I've got it on other formats, but Blair Witch Project had a lot of ancillary marketing materials that got pumped out from different stores. Everyone was trying to get you to get an exclusive, and this was a Blockbuster exclusive. Sticks and Stones featuring never-before-seen footage from Blair Witch Project. This one's about 30 minutes, and it's an exploration of the Blair Witch legend. Then there is The Massacre of Burkittsville 7, the Blair Witch Legacy, with two featurettes, Burkittsville 7 and Shadow of the Blair Witch. And these are about 98 minutes total. So... some interesting stuff there. It's amazing how much material they pumped out to support that film. And just in case you were hoping for more Blair Witch, we have Curse of the Blair Witch, the uncensored investigation. And it's like all official Artisan Haxon Films product, too. So we really pumped all this stuff out. This one's about 44 minutes. Please remember to rewind. This was apparently another Blockbuster release. Yeah, interesting stuff. Gotta have a little bit of anime in here. I have Akira on the Streamline dub. Shoutouts to Maison Otaku. But I don't know where it is. So hopefully I'll find it and throw it in another video sometime. But we do have a manga release, Blood the Last Vampire. And haven't seen that in a long time. This is out from Shout Factory. I know some people complain about the sound on it on Blu-ray, but I'm going to have to pick it up anyways. But I'll still hold on to this. John Carpenter's Body Bags, the little anthology film he put together. Some cool stories in there. Mark Hamill in there, Debbie Harry, among others. I haven't seen that in a while. That might be good to fire up for Halloween coming up. This is probably the least talked about Sam Raimi film. It's available on Laserdisc. I don't know if it's easy to find. It's been a little while since I've seen it on eBay. But it's an interesting flick because it's written by Sam Raimi along with Joel and Ethan Cohen, and it comes with a few different names, including the XYZ Murders, but Crime Wave, and yeah, and of course Bruce Campbell's in it. I haven't seen this in a while. Charter Video. So I couldn't get rid of that because I have not replaced it, and it's kind of hard to find. Some sun fading and some horrible stickers on the side of this sucker. Picked this up locally from a video store. Been meaning to get this on Laserdisc too. It's out there. Quentin Tarantino's Curdled. It's not really his film. I think it was Reb Braddock directed. With Billy Baldwin and Angela Jones. Her character is very similar to Esmeralda Villalobos in Pulp Fiction, the kind of fascination with death. And this character is obviously fascinated with death and takes up a job as a crime scene cleaner. And Billy Baldwin is a psychopath. Good stuff, good soundtrack too. There's really cool flamenco guitar bit from Slash on there. Really cool stuff. And there's a bit of a throwback to From Dusk Till Dawn too, if you're a fan of that film. This I still remember. I was just talking about recently how I dragged a bunch of friends of mine out to go see it. One of those deals where you didn't have a car yet and you wanted to go see a strange movie and you're like, "No, man, you'll like it. It's cool, man. It's from the guy that did The Fly, right?" Dead Ringers, X-Rental, Media Home Entertainment version. I don't know why I don't have either the Criterion DVD or Laserdisc. I really need to get on that, but in the meantime, we'll go old school. A little bit newer. Dogma. Kevin Smith action. Again, I should have this on a different format, but VHS it is for now. This I picked up to complete my John Cusack collection, which primarily was DVD based. And this, as far as I know, wasn't released on DVD. 30 minutes long from Rhino Records. And I lucked into picking up a copy used in Boston. It's Elvis Stories, featuring Mojo Nixon, and Elvis is everywhere. You may have caught that video on MTV back in the day. But John Cusack is in the Quirky's Elvis Patties segment. So, I still have not picked up every single John Cusack film. I gotta work on that. You can't have ease without some Evil Dead. This is not the original release. This is the HBO canon release. I know horror collectors probably know all this stuff inside and out on VHS. What's important, what's not. But this I picked up for next to nothing and could not resist because it was in pretty nice shape, and I figured it would be a great way to adorn one of my shelving units. This is another Evil Dead, the later remastered version. That this counterpart also came out on DVD. The ubiquitous clamshell case version from Anchor Bay. They had a bunch of different artwork on that sucker, but this is the first time I really actually appreciated Evil Dead. I had rented the first release on VHS from a store, and while I liked the film itself, it was just so murky. I didn't even feel that I had seen the film by the time it ended. Like, it was complete revelation when I got this, and I was like, wow, there actually is a film there that I can watch. So yeah, it gave me an entirely new perspective and a fresh outlook on it. I had already been a huge fan of this. I actually fell in love with this film and then went back. Picked it up for $9.99 at Video Galaxy 2. Evil Dead 2. Dead by Dawn. Awesome flick. Aw. Label's falling off. Vestron Video. Me. Get on there, sucker. Nothing there. And, yeah. Killer release. I've got it on multiple formats, of course. This, I technically don't need anymore because I got the Laserdisc, but Franco Zeffirelli's Hamlet with Mel Gibson, or as Key and Peele would say, racist-ass Melly Gibsons. And, cool flick. Again, they left out the turning point, or an important part of the turning point, but I can't complain. This is an interesting little compilation of mostly, little breakers and interstitials from the network. MTV's I Want My MTV, and it's got, a lot of animations. It's got Donald Logue as Jimmy the Cab Driver, some Joe's Apartment, Randy the Redwoods, Dennis Leary's kind of frothing little monologues that he would do. Pretty interesting release. I don't really hear much about this. This is a film, I actually been meaning to get this on Laserdisc, though I hear there is possibly a nice, like, director's cut version coming out on Blu-ray. And this is sadly sun-faded, but Kafka with Jeremy Irons. I remember hearing very lukewarm reviews when this came out, and then I saw it and really fell in love with it. Really visually striking film. Most of it's in black and white, except for this portion that they tease on there where it jumps into color. Cool experimental flick from Soderbergh. I thought it worked. A lot of people have differing opinions on that. This is an old rental copy. I got it just to get it. I mean, this thing is hacked, and they cut up the box and you know, put it together in this velcroed plastic nightmare. But the film itself is so cool. The Lars von Trier, The Kingdom, which you may have seen later on in a reincarnation helmed by, or created by, well, semi-created by Stephen King. Very cool. A lot of Twin Peaks-esque vibe in this sucker. And a lot of wacky characters and stuff. Love it. This breaks my modus operandi of never buying anything that I can't watch, which is why I don't buy PAL Laserdiscs, and I don't buy PAL VHS tapes because I can't watch them. But I saw this locally in a used record store or something and figured I'd pick it up because nobody else was really going to be putting it in a PAL player, I thought, over here in the States. But the Canon release of Legend with the Jerry Goldsmith score, huge freaking clamshell here. Pretty cool stuff. And, yeah. Since I'm such a big fan of the flick, I figured I might as well pick it up. And gotta wrap things up in the L's with another copy of Legend. Another clamshell, but this is a little gray market. It's an import, don't you know? But it's really, I think, just a copy of the Laserdisc from Japan. I got it, the sticker from Video Junkie. Man, I used to love that guy. He was a dude in San Diego who used to hustle tape, you know, dubbed copies of Laserdisc for the most part, and you could get stuff that you couldn't afford, like Pulp Fiction, if you couldn't afford it when it came out on Laserdisc in Japan, or some, you know, other titles like this. This was a great way to get it, but he really specialized in Hong Kong product, so I used to blow so much money, because if you buy in bulk, you get like one for free or something like that. So yeah, don't tell the FBI, but I bought a lot of those things. So, and I do have a ton of that stuff, so it's not always visually exciting, but if you guys do want to see it, I got a lot of music and movie, you know, bootleg stuff. So if you do want to check it out, I'll go through it. What the heck. But let's take a break, and we'll come back with M through Z, the rest of my VHS collection. Cheers, everybody.